Hey guys, how are you all? So today Qualified KS is bringing you yet another video on current affairs, and this video is in association with Knowledge Farm. This is part 4. Please do like, share and hit the subscribe button if you want us to grow and continue to make these videos for you. Okay, let's start. Today's topic, first topic is big data. Okay. It's one of the examiner's favorite from KS perspective. So we're taking some pointers that you can use in your exams. Firstly, big data means large amount of data, as simple as that. So what happens with this large amount of data and how can this huge amount help us in our daily lives? Okay. So big data simply means large amount of data which cannot be processed by usual machines or computers. Okay, so the string of data is so large that your simple laptops and computers cannot work on them and bring out inferences that can be helpful to mankind. So this data has to be worked on by supercomputers or very high speed computers. And once this data is processed, this gives some very important critical information about the processes we are studying and helps us in something that is known as data analytics. Okay. So as an example, there are countless millions and billions of pointers coming from subscribers of Facebook. So you use Facebook. And you also use other applications such as Amazon, Flipkart, etc. Okay, so whatever you use, whatever product you want to buy from these things, if you access the app, then you'll get similar advertisements on Facebook. See, this is something that is being done by the use of data analytics, and this data analytics is nothing but analyzing the big data through very powerful processors. Okay, and now this big data can be structured or unstructured, and here we focus usually on variety, volume and velocity. Like volume, terabytes, it's not in gigabytes even, it's in terabytes. And then there is something known as batch processing, stream processing. We don't go in those details as of now. So from case perspective, our next thing that we'll be discussing here will be okay, so now we'll be discussing some of the applications. So that's what you have to focus on for case of big data. Firstly, they will help us, like as they do, target customers. Like in the case of Amazon, we just saw they will target you for the products you just visited. Secondly, they can find new cures for new diseases. So how is this possible? They can analyze the various search strings that you put into search engines and accordingly see what symptoms people are usually in a region talking about, and then possibly find out the reasons for the disease. And then if you problem identified is half the solution. So if they identify the problem, they can accordingly find the solution. Obviously, they can analyze and improve the work of individuals or companies. They can help in increasing revenue because now they are better targeting their customers. They can help us improve cities by better planning processes, towns. In India, it can help in evidence-based researching. We'll also be studying about this thing, evidence-based researching in police, in industry, in R&D, etc. Okay, now there are also some challenges that need to be considered from big data perspective. Firstly, the digital backbone in India is really weak, even after digital India. Weak in India. So IoT comes into picture with big data. So if the digital backbone is weak, then implementation of the big data thing becomes difficult automatically. Then there are also concerns about invasion of privacy, because now, as you see, you are being targeted on Facebook for what you surfed on Chrome. or what you bought on your Flipkart or Amazon. Obviously that's a breach of your privacy, and it can get into even severe details, and there can be discernible disadvantages in that case. Okay, so that's about big data for today. And now let us talk about Nobel Prizes this year. Firstly, let us go to Nobel Prize in Medicine. It was awarded to Jeffrey Hall. You need to remember these names for the exam. Jeffrey Hall, Michael Rosbach, and Michael Young. And what did they do? They worked on the circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm is, like, you must have noticed that there is a particular time at which you wake up automatically, whether or not your alarm rings. Okay, so that's a biological clock that makes your routine in accordance to your usually it's diurnal and your nocturnal habits, we can say. Okay, so they actually gave a molecular basis of this circadian rhythm and told how plants and humans adapt their biological rhythm with Earth's revolution. They used fruit flies to isolate a gene which they say that is responsible behind this circadian rhythm, and said that there's a protein in our bodies that goes into the that actually is synthesized during daytime, and then it is decomposed during night time. So that's something that has an indirect effect on your circadian rhythm. Okay, so that's for medicine. And now we need to talk about Nobel Prize in chemistry. Okay, so this was awarded to Dubois, Henderson, and Frank, and this was awarded for their work on high resolution cryogenic microscopy. High resolution cryogenic microscopy. So the idea here is very easy to understand. So cryogenic, whenever you hear the word cryo, it means really, really low temperature. So what they are doing, they are using electron microscope to study cells at very low temperatures. What that does is, at lower temperature, the kinetic energy of the constituents reduces and the motion also reduces. Consequently, what does that do? It makes it easier for you to study them. Is that easy? So what they are doing is imaging frozen hydrated specimens, hydrated cells at really, really low temperatures known as cryogenic temperatures using an electron microscope. So the objects that they are studying, the nuclei remain in a state of no motion, virtually no motion, so they can study the protein complexes, viruses, and molecular resolution. It will help in creating 3D structures or biomolecules, and then help us in furthering our medical research. And also you may be keen to know that Zika virus has been imaged through this technique. Cool. Let us now move to Nobel Prize in Physics for 2017. This is all for 2017. Okay, cool. So awarded to Barry Barish, हो रही है, something like that. Okay, Kip Thorne, the Thorne उग रहा है Barry Barish में, and Rainer Weiss. So Rain and Barry Barish, and then there's Thorne growing in there. So they were awarded for LIGO. So LIGO stands for Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. So using LIGO, they detected gravitational waves. Okay, so that's what they were awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics. So Einstein's theory of relativity, special theory of relativity, says that massive objects bend space-time. Okay, if they bend space-time, it is very much possible that they may bend light and act as lenses to gravitational waves, or act as lenses to light. They can bend light. So that's something they worked on, and what they proved is that some kind of existence of these mystical waves known as gravitational waves using this LIGO thing. Cool. And now there is a LIGO lab being established in Maharashtra, Hingoli district in India. So that may be important from prelims perspective for the next case. Let's move on to Nobel Prize for Economics this year. Okay, this has been given by Richard Thaler. Given to Richard Thaler. And the topic was behavioral economics. So it's actually a part of microeconomics that takes it to macroeconomics. But it's what he has done is some psychological experiments for economic research. So economic research means market research. So if in a way a company knows your behavior to their products or their advertisements, they can target you better. So what this guy did, he worked on psychology and concomitantly on economics, and said that at individual level there are some temptations, like short-term temptations that may disrupt your long-term plans. Like if you want to save and then you go to a mall, you don't want to buy anything, you're there with your friend, but somehow these short-term temptations ruin your long-term saving goals because you saw a very good, say, football and wanted to buy it, or a jersey signed by Messi. That's what happens usually. Okay, cool. So you don't need to get into details of this because this is really complex thing. So that'll be all for today. Thank you. Please like and subscribe our video.